Yo guys, what is going on? It is your boy Hollywood Steve back with another video right here on YouTube, guys. Alright, before you guys do anything, make sure you guys hit that like button, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and comment button, and most of all, make sure you guys share this video with all your friends and everything, guys. Alright, so let's help me get to 10,000 subscribers or 1,000, and we'll go up from there, guys. Alright. So all right. Getting into the video here, guys. We are going to dive right in. So, just about 8 hours ago, according to Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, for those of you guys that aren't familiar with AEW, AEW is a rival promotion of WWE, a rival promotion. Is really not even a contest, but they they air Wednesday nights on TBS here in on cable, and also on Max. If you guys have HBO Max, they stream on HBO Max as well. Um, so currently, they have got their they have got Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who goes by MJF. They have their they have their they have their pay per view coming up, called Grand Slam, and that's going to be in Brisbane, Australia. So, um, Sean Ross Sapp here says, there's this guy Wardlow, who's been out for quite some time. I haven't really been following AEW, but I do follow it a little bit. But I haven't been watching it, which I need to watch more of it. But that's on me. But anyway, I'm still familiar with AEW and their product. So Sean Ross Sapp here says, I'm just going to read it for everyone still asking about Wardlow. The word has long been that, asking about Wardlow. The word has long been that he's injured. So not sure where Wardlow is, what he's been doing, but we'll hopefully that will come out soon. What he's doing, where he is at. And then, and Sean Ross Sapp here says, as you would expect, the vibe was very good after a hot opening segment for AEW last night. If you guys didn't see Dynamite last night, if you guys did not see AEW Dynamite last night, Kenny Omega, yes, the best bout machine, and Will Ospreay opened up Dynamite last night. Tony Schiavone was in the ring interviewing Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay was just was talking about his rivalry with Kenny, and just all the stuff they've been through, and Kenny Omega's music hits. Kenny comes out, and Will Ospreay, is like, tells Kenny, hey, I, I'm sorry for, he didn't say he was sorry, but he was like, hey, what I did with the Don Callis family, that's in the past. We both hate the Callis family, Don Callis, and we both have a common enemy here. Let's work together. I can't defeat them. I can't beat them on my own. And so let's team together. And Kenny got the mic, and Kenny said, I can't trust you, basically, the whole can't trust you. I'm not gonna I can't team with you because I can't trust you, and everything just because of their rivalry. And Kenny said, now that he's back, he is now the guy, no longer Will, and that didn't make Will very happy. That got Will pretty ticked off. Um, but then the Callis family came out. Don Callis came out. Um, and then as they started Konosuke Takeshita came out. Brian Cage, the Murder Hawk Lance Archer came out and started beating up Omega. Will Ospreay goes out there to help. Kyle Fletcher then comes out, the former tag team partner of Will Ospreay, who was part of the United Empire, come out. They start brawling. They start fighting. And my gosh. Okay. This is why I love Will Ospreay. And this is why I love Kenny, by God, Omega. This is why I love this man. Okay? As Don Callis calls him. This is why I love the best bout machine. Will Ospreay gets up on the top railing. Does a backflip off the railing onto the Don Callis family. And as it continues, him and Kenny Omega climb up the scaffold, and Kenny Omega grabs a microphone and says, and looks at Don Callis and the Callis family and says, Konosuke Takeshita, you, me, Kyle Fletcher, Grand Slam against me and Will Ospreay. Oh my word. Oh my gosh. That is going to be a fire match. Oh my word. Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay tagging together. That is going to be a beautiful thing. So, so there we go. So Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay against Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher at Grand Slam. Then in Sean Ross app, Sean says here, the internal claim was the Hurt Syndicate, and if you guys don't know, the Hurt Syndicate, formerly the Hurt Business in WWE, which was MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley, and Cedric Alexander, who the fourth guy, Cedric Alexander, he's currently in NXT, helping the younger talent down there. But I guess that a couple of months ago, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin becoming the tag team champions was not in the plans a couple of months ago. So last night, the Hurt Syndicate defeated the AEW Tag Team Champions, Private Party, to go on to become the tag team champions. So Bobby Lashley's got his first title in AEW. And I love the Hurt Syndicate. This is what they should have been in the WWE, but they just did not get used. As you guys are probably familiar, they did not get used very well. This is during the Vince McMahon era. They did not get used very well at all. So there's that. So there we go with that. And then also on last night's show, continues on here. As indicated on last night's show, the working plan for Grand Slam is Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks. This is her character when this is the character she took on, the persona she took on when she left WWE to go to New Japan and Stardom and AEW, and she's currently the TBS champion and the New Japan Women's Strong champion, and I think that's it. I think she's also the CMLL Women's Champion as well. But I guess it sounds like here that the working plan is for her and Harley Cameron to face each other at Grand Slam uh, in a few weeks. That could be that could be fun. Harley Cameron's character is awesome. She's just this off the hinged, like just off her hinges character, and she's awesome. Harley Cameron is awesome. Um, and then and like I said, I didn't see AEW Dynamite last night, but looks like according to Fightful Select, according to Sean Ross Sapp, that a number of segments were adjusted for AEW Dynamite throughout the day yesterday. So sounds like they had to tweak a number of segments yesterday. And then he says we're told. Sean Ross Sapp continues on. He says that we're told a lot changed with the plans for MJF and Jeff Jarrett. So if you guys don't know, MJF is taking on is supposed to be wrestling Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett is on his final like run in wrestling, and he's got this ongoing feud with MJF, and so he's got this ongoing feud with MJF, and just yeah, I mean it's a good feud. I mean I kind of like it. I mean it's old school versus new school. I kind of like those feuds as guys are heading out the door. Kind of wrapping up their wrestling career. I kind of like that. I kind of like the old guard facing the new guard. And MJF is on another level. He's on another planet. I mean, the guy is amazing. His mic skills are off the charts. So I have to see what those plans that changed, what changed for MJF and Jeff Jarrett, what the plans were that changed. Then, if you guys are familiar with TNA, I haven't watched TNA in quite a while, so I'm not currently up on what is going on in TNA right now. I know a little bit of what's going on. I know that Joe Hendry is now the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He beat Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, when Nick Nemeth was in the WWE. Jordan Grace lost her Knockouts championship to Sasha Slamovich. The Hardys and I know that the Hardys are the TNA Tag Team Champions. So, but I guess there's this guy who was part of a faction with Eric Young. Help me out in the comments, guys. I forget the name of the faction with that he had with Eric Young. But Crazy Steve, a TNA veteran, he worked a dark match at some AEW tapings at the AEW tapings. So AEW tapings. So looks like we might be getting Crazy Steve being on TV here soon, being on Dynamite. looks like might get Crazy Steve making his Dynamite debut here soon, AEW debut. Um, and also, I guess last night they had Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and some of the other guys had some travel issues last night. So PW Insider has noted that Will Ospreay's gear got lost yesterday during travel. So what Will Ospreay was wearing last night was basically all that he all that he had, I guess. So, you know, and travel issues happen. You know, we've all probably experienced travel issues. But yeah, I guess so. He had some travel issues, and so, but it all ended up working out just fine. So, um, and we got some news on Hornswoggle. If you guys aren't familiar with Hornswoggle, he's a midget wrestler. He was part of WWE back in the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era for quite a while. But it says Fightful caught up with Hornswoggle at WrestleCade in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Says Fightful Sean Ross Sapp spoke with the former WWE superstar and Wisconsin-based indie promotion ACW owner for nearly 10 minutes. Says the interview started with Sean mentioning they were both Black Label Pros, Squared Circle they were both in a Black Label Pros Squared Circle Expo Rumble. Sean says he got to see him firsthand produce the part of the match and asks if he's interested in being a producer / agent. And Hornswoggle said 1,000,000%, man. Working under Fit for so long, I got to learn firsthand. And then running these ACW Wisconsin shows that we do, I love producing. I love doing that. My time in the ring, the good stuff is behind me. So being able to still have an impact in the ring in a different way makes me really happy. Sean mentions that he knows Hornswoggle is an action figure collector and will soon have a new WWE action figure. Well, this is news. The recently signed WWE legend tells Sean, "It made me very happy, man. I was just talking to Brian Myers last night. I said, man, if things go even farther and another release comes, it's like now the dad in me is going, I would love for my son to be able to go into Walmart because my son's a collector, and I would love for him to be able to find my figure for the first time in store. It would be a really cool moment." And Sean says here in the writer's note, he says, the Hornswoggle action figure will be part of Mattel's WWE Vault Series 5 Elite Collection. The figure will be a vendor exclusive. The coolest thing, man. At 4 years old, I never thought I would do this. I always wanted to. Then when I debuted, it was amazing. Now 20 years into doing this, 8 years out of WWE, they're releasing a figure. It's awesome. Since the two were talking action figures, it was only appropriate to bring up Hornswoggle's close friend, NXT superstar Ethan Page. Hornswoggle said, yeah, man, he's still my best friend. I love that, man. Hornswoggle would go on to say he is the most self-believer human I've ever met. And he has literally made this on his own. I'm happy for him, and as a friend and as a fan, I'm just happy for him. Hornswoggle talks about going viral. Then he mentions the interactions that he's had with fans. He told Sean, I don't believe in me. The biggest thing about my life is I don't believe in me. So when other people still believe in me, and I think I did something pretty cool, it makes me feel pretty happy about myself. Sean mentions how Hornswoggle's former stablemate in 3MB, the three-man band, Drew McIntyre, takes pride in 3MB. Hornswoggle said it makes him happy how much Drew valued 3MB. Sean Sean asked if there were any spots in his career he wished he had not done. Hornswoggle said, "Not really, but when they dressed me up as a cow, that was pretty crappy." That's pretty. He doesn't say crappy here, but I'm changing the word. However, he said it looks. However, he said, look at it from the perspective that he was on TV and others weren't. In closing, Sean asked him what was the hardest he's ever been hit. He didn't even have to think about it. He said, "The Great Khali slap." He added, "The that one still pops up every year, on social media about this time because it was on Armageddon. But he just wailed the crap out of me, and it's like, man, he's a giant. Every time I see him, I worked with him for years. Every time I see him to this day, I still go, holy crap, he's big." And Sean goes on here. Missa Kate. Fightful caught up with Missa Kate in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at WrestleCade for an interview. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp spoke with former NWA Women's Tag Team Champion Missa Kate. Sean starts the interview by telling Missa he knows she's a sports fan and discusses her devotion to the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago Bears. They talk about the Thanksgiving game in which the Bears lost to my Detroit Lions. Thank you very much, which was heartbreaking for Bears fans. And Sean says here, "I'm a Vikings fan, and I think it was hilarious. However, I have no room to talk because I'm a Vikings fan." Sean remains optimistic despite the team's struggles, jokingly hoping to inspire a turnaround. She also shares her love for soccer, reminiscing about her 20-year involvement in the sport. Soccer is a different kind of cardio, she notes, recounting her experiences as a midfielder and defender. She mentioned while playing football in high school, but her parents would not sign wanting to play football in high school, but her parents would not sign the permission slip. And she goes on just to discuss her TNA career, and just how she's interacted with people like Tommy Dreamer, Gail Kim, and talks about her and Sean talk about the WWE ID program and just how that's how that is, a big thing in WWE right now. So that's what from Sean Ross Sapp, what's been going on. Also, guys, a current WWE superstar has had Royal Rumble plans canceled. Alexa Bliss I do believe was slated to be in the Royal Rumble, but those plans have been scrapped. They've been canceled for whatever reason. We're not sure. I'm not sure why those plans were canceled, but according to WWE, according to insiders, according to insiders like Fightful, PW Insider, and those guys like that, Alexa Bliss's plans for the Royal Rumble have been canceled. So not sure why, but a TNA superstar has got plans for the Royal Rumble, and I'm talking about, say his name and he appears. I'm talking about Joe Hendry, the current men's TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Joe Hendry is possibly going to be in the Royal Rumble. I would love that because I love this working relationship that TNA has got with NXT, with WWE. We recently saw at the Genesis pay-per-view, we saw Fraxium show up, and out of that we're getting Fraxium versus the Rascals for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Hello. Yes, please give me that match all day long. I will take Fraxium versus the Rascals all day. And I love this relationship that TNA has, this working relationship that TNA has with WWE, specifically with NXT. We've had, the Joe Hendry showing up, as often as he did a while back. We've also, now that he is the TNA champion, the TNA Men's World Heavyweight Champion, there are talks that he could be in the Rumble. I would absolutely love that. I would love for him to be in the Rumble. Also, could we see the Hardys, the TNA Tag Team Champions, the TNA Men's Tag Team Champions, make a Royal Rumble appearance? Yes, please. I would love that. I would love to see the Hardys back in a WWE ring. The pop would be absolutely off the charts. The roof would blow off Lucas Oil Stadium if the Hardys showed up in the Royal Rumble. That would be insane. Also, we've got Jordynne Grace. Is she on her way to WWE? According to sources, she is on her way to WWE. Not sure if she's going to go to NXT for a little while, or if she's going to go and then make the jump to the main roster, or if she's going to go right to the main roster, if she's going to go right to Raw, or if she's going to go right to SmackDown. Not entirely sure. But she could go to the main roster and have incredible matches against Bayley, against Becky Lynch, against Charlotte Flair. I mean, she could have incredible matches with anybody. I mean, Nia Jax. I mean, you name it. That women's division. Wow. Her and Roxanne Perez running it back. I mean, her and Lyra Valkyria, her and Chelsea Green, even if she is in the mid card for a while, that would be awesome. But hey guys, I know we've kind of been all over the place, but that is going to do it for this video, guys. I know, like I said, we've been all over the place, but that is how the WWE and TNA and AEW news kind of work. It just kind of goes all over the place. So I will be back with another video. I will catch you guys in the next one. And remember, when you're Hollywood Steve, life is just too sweet.